You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking angry, but then the sky reached my mind. And when I space out, I see the possibilities unfolding the way that I want. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Elite Athlete Centre in Loughborough for the Triathlon England Awards 2022, sponsored by HUUB. My name is Kate Mason. I'm a sports presenter, regularly doing stuff with triathlon on the telly, but I'm here tonight to help us all celebrate the most important people in this sport, that is the volunteers. There's 12 awards that we're going to be using to recognise the swim, bike, run community for all of their hard work in 2021, all of the work that we've done to bring the sport out into the communities. Season before, we were on about all the people who've been doing things on Zoom through virtual charity events, bike rides, all that sort of stuff. This year, we were back out there. People were able to do swim, bike, run in their communities, in the natural habitats again, and it's been incredible to see. Tonight, we've got 12 winners who are going to be recognised across our 12 different categories. The plan is we're going to have 6 awards presented first, then a little break and a chat with our special guest, and then the final 6 to come after that, culminating with the announcement of Club of the Year. The way it's worked is that winners from the award programmes in England's 10 regions have come forward to be nominees for tonight's awards, and we're going to be announcing the winners live right here before 8 o'clock. We're going to start with our first award in a few moments, but we of course couldn't do this without HUUB. They're our title sponsor tonight, and we just wanted to thank them for their support of the triathlon community and also for providing those all-important prizes for our winners. Before we kick off the awards, we've managed to grab the Chief Executive of Triathlon England, Andy Salmon, to say a few words.
Hi, welcome everybody to the Triathlon England Awards for 2022. I'm so sorry I can't be with you this evening, but I just wanted to wish you all a really successful event. Warmest congratulations to all of tonight's nominees and congratulations to all of the winners. From me and from everybody at Triathlon England, a heartfelt thanks to everybody who's worked so hard, not just over the last 12 months, but since the beginning of the pandemic, to really maintain the sport. I really, really believe that we're poised for a fantastic year ahead and a fantastic couple of years. So thanks again and have a fantastic evening.
What's really great is we've got a special guest to help announce the awards tonight. It's Jonathon Riall, who is a triathlon team leader for Team England at the Commonwealth Games in England in 2022. Johnny, thanks for coming along. You've got your envelopes back. Not looking inside of them because we don't want to spoil this for people watching, and hopefully we've got some of our winners on the line tonight. Now, look, you came up to your position that you hold now through volunteering, didn't you? So, how important would you say these volunteers are to the triathlon community?
It doesn't get more important than being a volunteer in the sport. Our sport just wouldn't happen. Whether it's a volunteer at a club helping to get children involved, a coach running events. Most people do what they do just for the love of the sport. And just as you've said, getting this sport back up and running after COVID, like volunteers have just played a huge integral part of it. So I spent a huge amount of my time in the past volunteering. I know exactly what it's like, and it's an honour to be here tonight to help recognise people who've done brilliant stuff this year.
Oh, it's so great to have you doing this. What would you say to anyone recognised tonight about what they've achieved for the sport?
I mean, we've got some incredibly special people tonight, but I think anybody who's been nominated, and even for those who haven't, if you go out giving back to the swim, bike and run community, you're already doing something special, but something to push on, to seek bigger opportunities. And I think we've got some amazing people tonight, so I can't wait to see who's won.
Who's in the lucky envelopes? Absolutely. Which we've got. You've got a big job. I mean, you've got a very big, important, both kind of an administrative job and a ceremonial job.
I'll do my best.
But I feel like you've got it under control. So that's great to see. Now, Johnny's going to be with us for the whole awards, presenting each of the 12. So if you have any questions for him, just get them in on your chat box. Hopefully you'll be able to find that, and then we can ask the questions here. So let's get started, shall we? Award number 1. It is Young Volunteer of the Year. Now, this is someone aged between the ages of 8 and 18 who has contributed to the swim, bike, run community. Over to you, Johnny.
Fantastic. So the winner of the Young Volunteer of the Year is Charlotte Reynolds.
Charlotte, congratulations. I've got a whole load of stuff about all the brilliant things you've been doing in your community. So Charlotte's the founding member of her tri club, Whitney Junior Tri. She's always the first to put herself forward, to be an activator. She supports a group of 6 to 10-year-old athletes every week, and she's continued through illness in 2021 to help everybody else. Charlotte's also now going on to her level 1 coaching award. So good luck with that one, Charlotte.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's just cool to see, isn't it?
Yeah,
People, because you start at this age, and then hopefully this will be something that you'll be doing throughout your whole life, volunteering.
Yeah, it's just life skills. I mean, to be doing that at that age and to be leading other people to do this sport at that age, it's pretty sensational. So yeah, she's got good things to come.
Now, next up is the Adult Volunteer of the Year. So this person might be slightly more senior in age, but not necessarily an achievement to Charlotte. We've got Adult Volunteer of the Year. So this has had nominations from across the triathlon volunteering landscape. So this is club, event volunteers, age group, team managers, activators, anything, any kind of volunteer you want. This could be you winning this, but there is only one winner, Johnny.
There is. And the winner of the Adult Volunteer of the Year is Mark Whitehead.
Mark Whitehead, congratulations, Mark. I feel like we should be, I don't think there's enough of us to give like a full round of applause, but just imagine that we're clapping you and emotionally. So he's done incredibly, Mark. So he is the membership secretary at Meridian Triathlon Club. He's a core member of the club. These guys, they're known as the Time Bandits, Johnny.
Okay.
I guess that means they're super fast. They're just getting ahead of time.
It sounds
intimidating the opposition. I don't know. So it says here that new members have really soared since Mark's been involved. And he goes the extra mile to make them feel welcome. His club has also said, because of course your club's had to fill in your nomination information to be part of this, and says here that he's quite a modest guy, and he doesn't normally want to talk. He doesn't want to be like, I'm important, I'm doing all this hard work. But your club, Mark, really wanted to say how important you are. So that's why they wrote you a very fulsome nomination, and that's why you're up on the board here. So congratulations to Mark Whitehead, the Adult Volunteer of the Year. All right, 2 down, 4 to go before our break. So up next, it is the Junior Coach of the Year. Keeping that in my eye line so I can be sure that we've got it right. Now, we've got a highly commended person who I'm going to talk you through before we get to the big red envelope. So this is just talking about the junior coaching, some of the great things that have been done for participants and athletes in this space. Highly commended in this category is Kevin Draper. So Kevin, you're not getting the big prize tonight, but you've done incredibly well. You had a load of nominations talking about all of the time and effort and support that you've been providing to members of the Wheeled Tri Club and that you've been working with for many years. So yeah, Kevin, you're really appreciated. Now it's time for the winner.
Okay, so the winner of the Junior Coach of the Year goes to Mark Klein.
Congratulations,
Well done,
Mark. So this is Mark Klein, head junior coach of the Optima Racing team. Mark had a lot of nominations. They said that everyone leaves with a big smile on their faces. He's described as caring, smart, dedicated, cheerful, and generous. So that is the reason why he was nominated and the reason why Mark is our winner tonight. Now, for the older people amongst us, the Participation Coach of the Year is the next one. And this is participants above the junior age category. And basically it's about the impact of coaching in that area.
Fantastic. So the winner of the Participation Coach of the Year goes to Chris Nicholas.
Chris Nicholas,
Hello,
congratulations. Chris. Sun City Tri Club's Chris Nicholas up in Sunderland. It says here, he's focused a lot on mental health and well-being, which has been so important over the course of the pandemic and coming out the other side of it as well. It says he's brought an innovative approach to coaching, including his own podcast. Oh, wow. Chris, I feel like we should have some way of plugging this, but yeah, I don't know, stick it in the chat box, we'll plug you. So he's trying to encourage a broader access to swim, bike and run, and there's just providing a lot of support for newcomers. So that is Chris Nicholas, Participation Coach of the Year. Now this is a big category, this one, Technical Official of the Year. Now look, Johnny, we talked about all of these volunteers, obviously, totally crucial, but sometimes you'd think of technical officials as being a bit of a thankless task, would you? You know, you have to be so on top of everything.
Oh, I mean, we travel the world, and we couldn't do it without technical officials. They have to know a rule book inside and out, and then they have to apply it to. I mean, triathlon isn't an athletics track. The environment of an event changes, and these guys are able to turn, you know, Leeds Roundhay Park into the best triathlon venue in the world, or Swansea into the best triathlon venue in the world. So, yeah, they're incredible. You know, they might not be organising, they might not be coaching, but they just keep the sport delivered in the way that it needs to be.
Incredible. Okay, so this is Technical Official of the Year. Before you get to your envelope, we've got a highly commended in this category as well. Highly commended is Dave Doust. He's supported a whole load of events across the Southwest region through the year. He's helped develop a trainee technical officials. So to your point, they're kind of growing the process of officiating capacity in the region. But we have a winner. There can only be one.
Fantastic. So the winner of the Technical Official of the Year is Claire Donovan.
Congratulations, Claire. Huge stuff. So Claire has been working in the Southeast region since 2013. She's the regional officials coordinator, and as an official herself, she's supporting officials, but she's also running things. She's contributed to ensuring events are run fairly and evenly. This is key, right? Not just at local level, but also at national and international levels. Congratulations, Claire. So there's a lot to get through in this. We're coming up now to our 6th award of tonight. So that's the first half nearly done, and it's a biggie. It's the Outstanding Contribution Award. This is recognizing the outstanding contribution over the course of many years. And looking at this one, okay, spoiler alert, is a gentleman who has won this. He has been contributing for many years. So it's this outstanding contribution for a club or an organization, or in this case, spoiler, it is a person within the sport. Who is the winner of the Outstanding Contribution 2022?
So the winner is somebody I know very well. It's
Aha!
Derek Jones. Well done, Derek.
Right, Derek Jones. Now, what I'm hoping is, tell me about Derek Jones then, because he's worked with someone who's had a lot of success recently.
Absolutely. Derek was George Peasgood's first coach. The gentleman who rang me up to say, I think we've got a young man who wants to do your sport, and that young man's gone on to be a double Paralympic medalist. So yeah, Derek's, there will be hundreds more people who Derek supported, but yeah, absolutely pivotal to George's success.
That's so cool. And of course, tonight we're celebrating people who maybe don't get celebrated and won't ever win a medal, won't ever necessarily, be up on a podium. Yeah. But it is amazing how everybody within is contributing to people who might end up at the top of their game.
Yeah.
So cool. It says that he's been dedicated over 20 years to Saffron Walden Triathlon Club, generous with his time, mentoring, coaching, finding stars, and he's always giving new people opportunities and developing activity. Now, I am hoping that we might be able to talk to Derek down the line. Now, I can't currently hear you, Derek, but if you are there and you can hear me, say hi to everybody and react, if you would, to this amazing award that you've just managed to win.
Well, hi to everybody, and thank you, Johnny, for your kind words. We have met, we have talked, we've exchanged emails, etc., going back a long way. So thank you very much for that, and thank you both. But of course, I'm a bit overwhelmed with this because it was such a surprise just getting to the regional level, and that really caught me out. This is even a bigger one, but I have to thank, first of all, I suppose, Walden Tri, the club, the people over the years, the ones who are there now, of course, the ones who nominated me, the Eastern Region, Tri England, and of course now BTF Tri England in this particular event. So fantastic that you've given me this support and recognition. That's all I can say. And we just keep motoring on and upwards. I have to say, I love it. I still keep doing it. And I love coaching. And that's one of my main drivers. But thank you all very much indeed.
Oh, Derek, it's you absolutely deserve this, and this is what this is recognizing. It'd be interesting to hear, because we referenced you've been doing this for some years now. How do you feel about how the sport has developed in the last 20 years you've been working and helping people participate?
Well, it has become very technical. The kit particularly, obviously, it hasn't changed in the most basic thing, which is people and friendship. In my view, we've always tried to encourage people into, you can do this. Don't worry about the fact you've got to swim or you've got to ride a bike, or you can do it. And a lot of people have proven us right. So I suppose our main thing is to track them, keep them, and make it value for money in terms of their time and their pocket. And it has changed a lot because now it's a world recognized sport, and it's Olympic status with Olympic medals. Well done, George. And it's got a big embrace, put it that way. I enjoy it very much. And I always think back to its three basic skills. No one ever taught me how to ride a bike. You just fell off. No one ever taught me how to swim. You stopped drowning. And no one ever really showed me how to run. And that was what really my background. Now I got into tri. Now we help young people at a very young age, 6 and 7 year olds, and go on. And many people do, of course. And we've got some wonderful coaches. And it's just great to watch these small section of the greater public doing this thing and growing every year. More and more people doing it.
You say, so sometimes people think about triathlon or swim, bike, run as being something that's difficult maybe to get involved with. Maybe they don't have their own bike. What would you say if, how would you get people down to Saffron Walden Training Club?
There have been cases where they haven't got a bike. We do recognise, particularly in our junior setup, there are people who find it hard to, what is basically a little bit more expensive because you've got to buy a bike, obviously. So we try and help them out to fund a bike, to fund the kit, and that works. I do remember the very early days when we set up the junior set, which is now very, very large, about 15 years ago. Children turned up with very rusty mountain general bikes, if you like, and even one with a basket on the front. So that might be a good way of
You can put your goggles in there, can't you? I mean, that sounds eminently sensible to me.
Perfect, and we're very happy with that. We like that.
And what's next for you then, Derek? It sounds like you are very much going to keep working in this space. You're going to keep turning up. You're going to keep getting people involved. Yes,
I have actually stepped down officially, or I'm phasing out on the sort of committee type of work and so on and so forth. But I'm still working hard on the coaching front, because what we're trying to do now is develop our coaches in a way that takes them to another place. So our sort of continued professional development ideas beginning to take, beginning to grow. So yeah, we're looking hard, and I hope I can do that. I think you have to have a bit of grey hair for that, don't you, Johnny, or something like that?
Bit of grey hair, very important, very important. Being brought into this. Derek, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your contribution to this sport over so many years. It's incredible to see. You are our Outstanding Contribution Award winner in 2022. So keep doing what you're doing, and it's amazing to celebrate you tonight. Thank you.
That's very kind of you all. Thank you very much indeed, all of you. Thank you.
All right, take care, Derek. Now, he mentioned all the things that go on, and some of the, I don't know if I've looked at the video and there's no one in there with, unfortunately, with a bike basket on the front of their bike. They're a bit too pro for that. But we have got a little montage of what you guys have been up to in 2021. So let's see that now. All right, before we head into the second half of the awards, we're taking advantage of these very comfy chairs here in the studio, and taking advantage of also having here with us to talk about what's coming next at Birmingham 2020. Thanks for, well, you're pleased to be having a little seat there after all the hard work of presenting these awards. It's so cool to see everyone. Well, it was great to chat to Derek and just to get a sense of what it means as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, people put so much of their time and their life, and for most of the time, for nothing apart from the love of the sport. So it's so nice to hear that it means so much, and to get such enthusiasm after such a long time.
Yeah. Now, look, you're team leader for the England Triathlon team in England, as we said, for the Commonwealth Games. And of course, you were a volunteer yourself in 2002 in Manchester. How does it feel to be going from that to this?
Old.
Derek was admiring grey hairs, although I don't know, you're not looking that grey.
I mean, honestly, it was the motivation for me applying to be team leader this time round. The opportunity to be in Manchester, I was 17. It was through a volunteer program that the Youth Sport Trust ran. So I'd had to do a bank of volunteering. It was a couple of hundred hours before you could apply for a role at Manchester with Team England. And yeah, to be a part of such a small group that went through the entire process, in reality, it ignited, I think, the career that I went on to have, and to want to be involved with athletes and support their journey, support their environment. So to have worked at British Triathlon for a fair amount of time now, to have that opportunity to kind of pull it full circle and to lead what's going to be a pretty sensational England team to an England Commonwealth Games 20 years later, it's pretty special, to be honest.
So in 2002, sorry, this was just, you were just sort of scoping it out. It was something that was available to you. You didn't necessarily think.
Well, I was 17. I didn't really know what I thought.
Plans,
so
yeah.
I'd already started to coach, and I coached across swim, athletics, and triathlon by that stage. So coaching and supporting others to do the sport was always a really big deal. But I didn't really know where that might be able to take me. And I think for me, the biggest eye opener being a part of Manchester, I was in what was called Team England Lodge, which was a primary school. And it's real backstage stuff. So you just get to see athletes and their families just going about their day outside of competition. And you realize they're just normal people. So I've never been an elite athlete, but you kind of it gives me the confidence to know that if you work hard to be a coach, you can become a really good coach, and you can be really good at what you do there. So I didn't know where it would take me. That wasn't really the aim of doing it at that point in time. But it's certainly just been a fantastic springboard to carry on from, really.
And what would you say then? So some of them, like Derek, who we just spoke to, are probably coming, tailing down their hours of contribution, maybe to some degree. But some people are just starting, like Charlotte, who we spoke about at the very top. What would you say to them if they were thinking, is this something, could I take this from volunteering to being involved professionally?
Yeah, I think people often feel like there's just a barrier, and it's perceived. It's not real. It's not there at all. And we've run initiatives within British Triathlon to get more female coaches involved in the sport. And that was the single biggest feedback that we had from them as well, is, we just don't know how. And more often than not, it's just about putting yourself in that position and saying, hey, I'm here. Can I come and help? And I've not known any coach who coaches in a professional capacity say no. So whether that's at a centre, whether that's at a regional academy, but actually you can do things in your home environment as well. So if you want to be an elite coach, you can put a elite element of your club together and just start to kind of play around with, well, what do we need to do differently? So volunteering and doing something above and beyond the qualification is what I say all the time. So whether that's your coaching qualifications or degree, you've got to get out there and put the hours in, and the people tonight are doing that, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, and those qualifications are important too, I guess, as part of the kind of scaffolding of putting it all together, right?
Yeah, I think scaffolding.
And you wouldn't want people to be intimidated by that.
No, because ultimately you're not expected to know anything at the beginning of that.
That's what you're learning, yeah.
It's they're really great guided processes to give you. It's the basic knowledge, and then you've got to go out and test it in the real world with real people, which is where the fun is, really. So there's nothing to be scared about.
Awesome. And so look, you're going to be in charge of a number of coaches at the Commonwealth Games. How do you think that compares to being, so you're at the elite level, as we've talked about here, how do you think that compares to being a club coach? It sounds to me as though you're saying it's actually fairly similar. It's just the standard of the people you're working with might be a bit better.
Like we talk about it quite a lot. I think like the nub of coaching is being able to deliver what an athlete needs, and that will differ as an athlete goes through their journey. So for the athletes at the Commonwealth Games, rarely will they get an opportunity to compete at a home game. So we've already announced Johnny Brownlee. He was fortunate enough to compete in London. It's unlikely anybody else will have done that. So this will be one of the biggest opportunities of their lives. So therefore, from a coach's perspective, what they need at that point in time is fairly specific. But that's no different really than if you go to a club and what do the club members need? They want a great environment, they want great coaching, they want it to be fun, and that's your role to deliver that. So it's not too dissimilar, really. It really isn't.
And they can still have fun, right?
They have to have fun. I mean, we've talked, it's home games. And the risk is we fly through it like another triathlon. We aim to win medals, which we do. I really think people will want to look back in 10, 20 years and say, that was one of the best moments of my life. So it's as much a part of my responsibility to make sure the environment is fun and memorable for the athletes, for their friends, for their family, as much as we want to go out and be the most successful team out there. So it has to be fun. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel as though we've got people who could definitely help us be the most successful team out there. So you've mentioned Johnny, obviously, Georgia Taylor-Brown, Alex Hughes, Sophie Caldwell, all involved.
Yeah.
You're serious about, I mean, these athletes are right at the top of their game, stars of Tokyo 2020,
yeah,
right?
No, absolutely. And I'm not going to sit here and take any credit for that. You know, they've got fantastic British world-class program coaches who are coaching them every day. We saw what they did at the Olympics. From a Triathlon England team perspective at the Games, we're responsible for making sure we pick the best athletes and then making sure we put the environment in place for them at Games time. So we'll do that. We'll give them every chance to go out and basically do what they're brilliant at. We purposefully had only selected 4 athletes at this stage. We've kept 2 places open on the triathlon team to give any developing athlete, younger athlete, potentially that kind of 10 months more time.
Younger than Alex Yee, all right.
Well, yeah, maybe not. But people who are developing and needed that time, we were really keen to make sure there was a development opportunity. And then for this Games as well, we've got the visually impaired category within the paratriathlon competing. It was the wheelchair class in Gold Coast. So we've got a whole nother bunch of athletes who will never have had the opportunity to compete at Commonwealth Games. And we are not too bad at that either. So we'll select that team in April, and then we'll finish with the additional 2 triathlon athletes in June. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting year.
Wow, so all to play for the last 2 spaces,
Yeah,
sounds
absolutely.
like. And of course, you mentioned the impact of it being a home Games for these athletes themselves, but it's so exciting as a fan, right? As a potential audience member.
I mean, I was lucky enough to be on a barrier somewhere in London, and I lost my voice, genuinely lost my voice for a number of days afterwards. You just can't replicate moments like that. And I think for any of these athletes, whether they got the chance to compete at the Olympic or Paralympic Games last summer or not, I really, really hope that we find Birmingham is just absolutely packed. You know, for most of the triathlon course, you can come, you can find a barrier line, you can stand on it, and you can cheer on some of the best athletes in the world. So I think we will be hopefully pleasantly surprised by how many people come and turn up. And in terms of, you know, what we're here for tonight, you've got a club, you've got kids who are interested in triathlon. There's no better way to get them to see what it is they're doing than to go and watch some of their superstars on home soil, really.
The atmosphere around triathlon, I think, is one of the most special in sport because, like you say, you're there, you're right there, they're sailing past you. And this range of sports, I don't know, it's something about that, seeing that up close, I think is really, really special. And so you're right. So you're saying encourage your clubs to come down, you know, make a trip if you're like a youngster who's just keen to get people on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's smack bang in the middle of the summer holidays.
Come on.
We've got both of the triathlon events are on a Friday, and then we've got the mixed team relay, which we're not too bad at, and the paratriathlon race, which is on a Sunday. So yeah, honestly, it would be a privilege to be the home team at a home Games and to genuinely feel the support of the crowd. I think is what we're asking for, really.
So get your Sophie Caldwell masks and get your flags. You need to get some more flags.
We need to get some
flags. That's what we're discussing. I know the people watching have got their G&Ts, but I don't know. I imagine it will be exciting enough.
I'll have mine after.
with or without. So looking, not long to go now, basically. And do you feel that, is it excitement? Is it nerves? What are you feeling for the team?
It's a responsibility, it feels like, for me. We've got a lot to get right, and we can't take for granted the job at hand, even though it's a triathlon in Birmingham, and you know, we travel around the world and we do this. So on one hand, it's a relatively simple task, but the fact that it's a home Games and a lot of pressure comes with that, we've got to make sure that we create the best environment. But I'm so excited. I mean, we've got, for the first time for me in my capacity, to be able to take a combined team of Olympic and Paralympic athletes. It's really rare that we get to go through that experience together. Normally the races are slightly different and are led by slightly different teams. And that kind of combined team means a lot to me. And it was a big part of kind of why I wanted to lead it. So yeah, we've got some great athletes who are really bought into that kind of prospect of yeah, just, you know, showing England, I guess, what being the best athlete in the world looks like. I think we've got a real responsibility to do it in the right way, to do it in a way which I think triathlon can be proud of. It's more than medals, I think, for all of us. It's about how we conduct ourselves, and yeah, we'll do everything we can to do the sport proud, really.
So that's a timing issue normally, the para triathlon and the everybody triathlon.
Yeah, and then normally on a Paralympic side of things, there's a lot more athletes.
Yeah,
and it's something that we will always strive for, to try and get bigger representation within a Commonwealth Games. So yeah, the size of the para triathlon team is slightly smaller, but also Commonwealth Games is unique in the fact that it's the only multi-sport champs in the world that combines Paralympic events within Olympic events. So whereas Olympic and Paralympics is separate, so it gives you that opportunity. They're going to be competing on the same day, and it meant a lot to me that they had the same level of support team and the same experience.
Because that's your big area of expertise as well that you're bringing.
It is my background.
Yeah, of course. Oh my goodness. Well, sitting here talking to you, I feel even more excited about what's coming up in the summer. So thank you so much for that. We're going to take a quick break now, just to watch some more smiley faces doing swim, bike, run. And if you want to post your smiley faces on Twitter or on Instagram or wherever, do tag us in at Tri England and use the hashtag TE Awards. We'll be back in about 5 minutes' time.
For many people, triathlon may seem like it's a sport way beyond them. It can look like a sport that's only for those with an elite level of fitness, for those with enough money to buy expensive kit, or a sport exclusively for athletes who look a certain way, or who live a certain lifestyle. But this perception does not represent the triathlon that we know, love and want to grow. To us, triathlon is accessible, flexible and adaptive. It has the power to inspire, motivate, excite and unite, offering a unique opportunity for all kinds of people to fulfill their dreams and aspirations. And it's our mission to showcase, build and grow this version of our sport in places we have never been before. Our sport is made up of 3 accessible and popular activities, available to people from all walks of life in all sorts of communities. 3 activities that many people already participate in, recognise and enjoy. Activities that are the 3 largest cornerstones of building physical literacy skills for an active life for our children and young people. and 3 of the biggest opportunities for families to enjoy being active together. We are more than the single sport of triathlon. We are swim, bike and run. We are the power of 3. Moving forward, through the power of swim, bike and run, we will go further in developing and supporting our core triathlon community. Our established clubs, our workforce of committed coaches and activators, our crucial event organisers, volunteers, officials, and of course, our triathletes and valued members. But we will not stop there. Our focus will be broader, deeper, and more committed to tackling the most stubborn inequalities in society. We will work within and alongside local communities, empowering people to take the lead in building swim, bike and run into how their community enjoys an active outdoor lifestyle. We will work to diversify the people who experience swim, bike and run, concentrating on those with the most challenges to taking part. And we will focus not on the numbers, but on outcomes, on the impact swim, bike and run has on people's lives and their communities. Our vision for triathlon places swim, bike and run as a centrepiece for greater diversity of active people, living and working in active places and enjoying the benefits of active lives. It will mean finding new solutions to old challenges, expanding how and where people take part, increasing opportunities and removing red tape. It will mean going further, thinking differently and working with new and existing partners in ever more innovative ways. It's a big challenge, but a big opportunity with a big prize. We're committed and we're ready for our big step change. Welcome to the Big Active.
Welcome back to the 2022 HUUB Triathlon England Awards. We've been looking into the chat box, haven't we, Johnny, to find out what you guys have been up to. And it sounds like everyone is having a merry old time, which partly due to the gin and tonics, I think, and partly due to how nice it is to see everyone be celebrated. But Billy, separate to that, there's also some gags going around. Billy Richmond says, tech officials rule, literally and figuratively. Nice one, Billy. Chris Nicholas, who was recognised earlier, he says that his podcast is called I'm not sure if we're pronouncing this Nixie or NXY, but that's, if you want to find it, it's called the NXY podcast. So search for that one if you need a bit more triathlon podcasting in your life. Someone also said that they were having a bit of trouble getting the feed and it was dropping in and out. So could we run down the awards so far? So I'm going to quickly do that. But I should also say that if you want to find out who has won and you have an Instagram account, or you can just log on to Instagram, go on to @Triathlon England, and you'll be able to find all the winners as they happen in there. So the winners so far have been junior coach Mark Klein, participation coach Chris Nicholas of the podcast, outstanding contribution who we heard from, Derek Jones, so lovely to hear from you, young volunteer Charlotte Reynolds, technical official Claire Donovan, and adult volunteer Mark Whitehead. All right, that is the first 6. We now have more to come. And Johnny, you've got a whole new batch of envelopes, hopefully in the right order. This is the test. The next one up is the Inclusivity Award. Now, this is about rewarding anyone in our sport who's helping to widen access and inclusion, whatever role that is. And actually, oh yes, I've got a spoiler about who that is, but you're going to tell me who it is.
Indeed. The winner of the Inclusivity Award goes to Tri Bramley Baths.
Congratulations, Tri Bramley Baths, because I saw that Gareth had been on the chat box saying that it was great seeing the juniors from Tri Bramley Baths represented in that amazing montage that we were just watching. So that was the spoiler, but you had to try pretty hard to figure it out. The nomination information for Tri Bramley Baths was that they're open to all, regardless of ability. They're in the heart of the community and offering a warm welcome to everybody. A key part of lots of people's well-being and an integral part of their local community. So congratulations, Tri Bramley Baths. It's a brilliant thing to be. And also on the same kind of theme, I guess, is the Wellbeing Award, which is your next one. And I think this has been really key, hasn't it, Johnny, over, I mean, I know we've banged on about that pandemic, which has been such a tough part of everybody's lives the last 2 years. And of course, triathlon, even though you haven't been able to get out necessarily, it's been such a key part of keeping people happy. And so now we are back out there. This is recognizing the impact that swim, bike, run can have on people's mental health and just like their sense of themselves as an athlete and a person in a community. And that's a really important part of the sport just generally, isn't it, Johnny?
I think it's what separates the sport from many others. It gets you outside, gives you variety, it brings you together with like-minded people. And, you know, even in my time in the sport, you've just seen the amount of people who do swim, bike and run in some format within their day, their week, has just grown exponentially. And I think we all know why, because it's so good for health, physical health, mental health. It's amazing.
Yes, so this is celebrating individuals, groups, clubs, organisations, whoever it is, who are doing amazing things to help others feel these benefits.
The winner of the Wellbeing Award goes to Teresa Harmon.
Teresa.
Well done, Teresa.
Congratulations. The key point about what Teresa's been up to, Johnny, is that she's very inclusive. She looks after everybody, even if they are injured, keeping people engaged no matter where they are in their journey in triathlon. And I think that's such an important thing, isn't it? Because being injured can be so boring and it can be so isolating. But if you've got someone who's saying, you're still part of this.
Keeping people engaged at a local level is just critical. The sport can be quite daunting. Let's jump in a lake or let's go out on a road bike. You know, sometimes getting into the sport can be hard when you're injured and you have to get back into it again. Coming back into things after lockdown is really hard, and you need people who are there to just lift people up. It's a really special gift.
Yeah, so Teresa's been inspiring everybody. This is what her nomination form says, and she treats everybody individually and holistically, working on their well-being, nutrition, all sorts of things like that. All right, we're getting towards the business end of the awards due. The next one up is the Go Try Initiative of the Year. So this Go Try opportunities, as we all know, provide kind of the first taste of swim, bike, run for so many new people who might not have participated in the past. And the idea is that you welcome people into the community and hopefully get lots of people to take part in triathlons from there. So this is the award.
The winner for Go Try initiative goes to TFN Tri Club.
Congratulations, TFN Tri Club. So these guys actively encourage everybody to try multi-sport. The plan is to offer triathlon to everybody, no matter what their ability is. 2021 saw the Go Try Aquathlon. I always struggle with that.
Aquathlon.
Can you say it to me?
Yeah.
Aquathlon. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Held at Collet Country Park. This is in Nottingham. And 50%, more than 50% were first timers at this.
That's brilliant.
It's amazing, isn't it? To get that many people to.
Absolutely.
Cool. Congratulations, guys. That is brilliant. We come on to small event of the year. We're nearly like 3 to go. This is the third last one, building up to Club of the Year. But this is a biggie as well. Small event of the year. This is an event of fewer than 200 participants. We've got highly commended in this one. That is Hillingdon Duathlon. You guys, very accessible for everybody. High rate, not members. They got lots and lots of people in through the door to try and participate in the Hillingdon Duathlon. So congratulations, you guys. And here's your winner.
The winner of the small event of the year goes to Try in the Park.
Cool. Congratulations, guys. So this is Club Volunteer Run. It's community minded. It attracted 160 participants, and they also donated money to a local Lido and a local suicide prevention charity. So a real holistic event that was working with the community and was an awesome triathlon, which is key to all of it, isn't it? That's the crux. Yeah. Large event of the year then. This is 200 or more participants. And this is if you've delivered a really impressive experience of swim, bike and run for those at all levels.
The winner of large event of the year goes to the Suffolk Triathlon.
Woo,
well
Suffolk,
done.
Getting there. First ever triathlon in Felixstowe. It was delivered as part of the Felix Fest event to coincide with the Women's Tour cycling events. So that incorporated both pool and open water options. Even made use of the Felixstowe ferry. It's part of the awesome. Are you regular on the Felixstowe ferry?
No.
I can't say I ever have been, but I'm enthused to try it out as part of the transition process before then finishing under the same arch as the Women's Tour. That's quite cool, isn't it?
That's incredible, yeah.
Getting to be a part of like a pro event, which you're doing as your
well, it just brings to life the swim, bike and run community. You know, you're going to bring a whole load of professional cyclists through your town, get people involved in endurance sport. It's amazing.
Brilliant. So congratulations to the Suffolk Triathlon. Okay, you've only got one left.
I have one left.
You got one envelope left, and it is, Johnny, it is Club of the Year. This is about an outstanding club, about how you supported your members, about volunteers, and also partly about how you've responded throughout COVID-19. Now, there is a highly commended here, and that is Torbay Tri Club. Through 2021, the club grew in membership from 150 people to 210 people, which is really impressive growth in this period of time that we've referenced. And it's continued to welcome new members as well. So highly commended, Torbay Tri Club.
The winner, category of Club of the Year, goes to Hillingdon Triathletes.
Wow, congratulations, Hillingdon Triathletes. 25 years as a club. Amazing. With membership at record levels, 88 new members in the last year, 30 events in the last year. They must have a lot of volunteers. Wow. For all levels of athletes, as well as social events, investing in and supporting new and existing coaches, paying for courses and equipment, and supporting charities through their events and their own awards. And you've seen it done once, and I reckon it's going to work a second time. Yeah, there's some, guys, I've got to be real here. There's some pretty serious technical operation going on behind. Incredible people working for England Triathlon. It's so cool. Anyway, so we've got the chair of Hillingdon Triathlon Club. It's Jackie Burke on the line, and I think Jackie's got a whole load of people with her as well from the club. Jackie, hi, congratulations.
Hello, there's all the club members behind.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations, guys. It sounds like you're having an incredible time all together. This is what it's like to be a part of your club.
It is. It's a brilliant atmosphere. We thought we'd make a social event of winning the London region, and then we thought, well, it's fingers crossed we get the nationals.
Oh my goodness me. So what do you think it is about your club that makes it so special, Jackie? I know you're going to be biased, but try and give us a flavour.
It's just we're welcoming, friendly, we're inclusive to anyone and everyone that wants to come and join. We just we're welcoming, friendly, we're inclusive to anyone and everyone that wants to come and join.
Are you hearing yourself back in the background?
I am, yeah, sorry. Yeah. There's a bit of a delay as well, sorry.
It's all right. I don't know if it's possible to pop that on mute so that you can hear yourself think.
I don't know if they'll be able to do that.
It's the club working together to try and make this happen for Jackie. I love it. Yeah, there we go. Are we all set?
Yeah, all
nice
good.
One. So yeah, so you were telling me about what's so great about the club, apart from obviously the community spirit and the ability to work together, which we've just seen played out in real time.
Yeah, I mean, with all our training sessions, anyone new wanting to join, we've said we're welcoming, encouraging, always trying to get them into our own events. We hold about 30 a year as well. So we're a great family atmosphere as well.
That sounds like a lot of events, Jackie, 30 a year. Do you ever have free time for anything else, or is it just on to the next one?
Yeah, well, since taken over a couple of years ago, this feels like a second part-time, well, a full-time job even. But we've got a large committee, we've got a large coaching team, large selection of volunteers who come and help. So it's a real community effort.
Oh, you're trying to welcome everybody else in tonight as well, who's been helping you. Of course, it's all about, well, this is the whole event, is all about everybody working together to create something great in triathlon. And so it's a family atmosphere. That's how you've managed to attract all these new members. Because, Jackie, that sounds like a hell of a lot, 88 new people in 2021.
Yeah, when we came back after COVID, on our Tuesday running session in the fields, we'd have people walking their dogs, just walking by, and then they'd chat to the coaches, and we'd say, well, look, come along next week, join us. And from that, they would invite their husbands, their children, their friends. And then also this year, we started off by doing a family discount. So instead of one member of the family joining, we would say, right, if you bring your wife or son in, we'd give a family discount to encourage all family members to come and participate.
That sounds like a great idea. Do the dogs get involved as well, or is it?
Yeah, we've had quite a few dogs, yeah, and they come along also to the park run on our Saturday as well.
Could they be marshals? I guess they wouldn't be allowed to compete.
We did have one or two on when we had a duathlon. It was a closed circuit cycle track, and they were out on the track just making sure that there was no walkers coming onto the track. So the dogs were used as well.
Oh, everybody in the community is involved. That is so cool to hear. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. I think you need to get back to the party that you're having to celebrate the Hillingdon Triathletes Club of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's it. They sounded like they were having a wild old time in there, and that is exactly what it's all about. So congratulations, Hillingdon. Congratulations to everybody involved tonight. I can't say any more about how inspiring it is to see all of these people working in their communities to really make the most of this sport that they love. I hope you've enjoyed it, Johnny. It sounds like
it's been fantastic to be a part of, and just to soak up that energy, which is what makes sport happen. So yeah, thanks for having me.
And get down to Birmingham is the key message from Johnny Riall.
Indeed, please do.
Thank you everybody for attending. Thank you especially to HUUB for being the title partner for the support, for the awards as well, for everybody. Congratulations to everybody who's won tonight, and to the runners-up, and to the highly commended, to everybody involved in triathlon. This is your night. Just remains for us to wish you a very safe and enjoyable 2020. 2022 and an enjoyable swim, bike, run throughout the season. All right, we'll see you next time. Congratulations, guys.